double X block finishes at 8 inches. I have been making a lot of these blocks 12 inches, but I thought that this big triangle here would be too much in a big block, 12-inch block, so I cut it down to 8-inch size, but it's easily enlarged to a 12-inch block. The method we're going to use for this block is the half square triangles 2 at a time, because we only have 4 triangles. And the method I have seen to make half square triangles 4 at a time, it involves having the bias on the edge. So you have the bias on the edge. Here's a triangle, and it ends up having the bias on these edges here, which I don't like. Right now, you know, the bias is here along the long side of the triangle. So anyway, we'll do it with just putting 2 squares together and making 2 triangles at a time. And again, if you're not familiar with this technique, 2 triangles at a time, here is the code you can scan with your phone. It'll take you to my video. And here's the link you can click if you're viewing this on your desktop or the phone or your tablet. And here's the layout of the block. Here's the dark, medium, and light fabric requirements and how you cut them. And then it says how to assemble the block over here. And right here at the bottom we have the AccuQuilt dies. Most of the dies you can find in your 8-inch mix and match cube. It only takes 3 different dies. So now let's look at what we've got. So here are all the pieces cut. This is the dark fabric, and of course it's the big triangle here. It was a square, and we cut the square in half on the diagonal. And here are some other triangles. We cut a square and cut them in half diagonally. These 2 here will be for the half square triangles 2 at a time. So we'll put them right sides together, and this one's already marked. And this one will go right sides together. And then here are the squares that go in the corners, and here are the other squares that go along the diagonal. Now let's put the block together. Now the half square triangles have been sewn. They are here and here, and I've laid out the block how it's going to be. You'll start by sewing these corners first. Sew these triangles to the sides of the square and do the same thing on this side. So then you'll have a triangle and you sew it to this triangle. And then you'll have 4 patches here in the corner, this corner and this corner, and you just sew the 4 patches together. And then you'll have 4 squares, basically, that you'll sew together into the block. And now we'll show the finished block. And here we have our finished block. It's the double X, and it's 8 inches finished block. Thanks for watching.